mic drop.
That man is a product of a poor environment. There's absolutely nothing wrong with him. I can prove it.
Of course there's something wrong with him. He's a Negro.
The mic drop.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff.
I know everyone thinks it's a big marketing stunt. Oh, look at the coincidence. Kim is launching a new show. Two things can be true. Kim likes publicity. Kim is also being harassed. Those things can be happening at the same time. Because I'll be honest with you, what I see from this situation, I see a woman who wants to live her life without being harassed by an ex-boyfriend or an ex-husband or an ex-anything. You may not feel sorry for Kim, because she's rich and famous, because of the way she dresses, because she appropriates black culture, because she tells women they're lazy, because she broke the internet and then didn't put it back together, whatever, you hate her, whatever. But, what she's going through is terrifying to watch, and it shines a spotlight on what so many women go through when they choose to leave.
They smell like a pile of bullshit!
The mic drop.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Big Mike Drop. I'm your host, Big Mike, and we have our lovely co-host, Ronnie Ledoux. What's poppin', Ronnie?
Hey, y'all. What's up, Mike?
How you doing?
I'm always so thrilled to see what you put together for the intro.
Yeah, man, I've been going real Cold War-esque, man, with the flower pot men and all the little 1980s type of stuff, man, because I feel like we're back in the Cold War. I feel like, with everything that's going on, Ukraine and Russia fighting by themselves. I might add, Ukraine is fighting by themselves. Let's just go ahead and make sure we put that in there. I just feel like, this Cold War is about to start back up.
How do you feel about it? Are you afraid?
Hell no. Nah.
A lot of people, you would be surprised how many people our age in New York, especially women. I have some coworkers who have decided they're not traveling because they're afraid they're going to get stuck somewhere in the middle of a war.
Yeah. They better not go to Europe. I
mean, they're not afraid of being stuck there because they're not going to be able to get back into the U.S. They're afraid that they're going to be killed, like they're going to be in the middle of the actual fighting.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Tell them to stay their ass at home.
They're that kind of afraid.
Yeah. Tell them to stay at home if they moving like that. We're going to talk about that tonight, too, about, people going to other countries and moving all funny style and shit, So
right.
We're going to get into that a little bit with a couple of different stories. One very popular, one, maybe not so popular. It's kind of a local story, but I'm gonna cover it anyway. Man, it's we got a lot to talk about. I'm gonna lay it out.
Yes, we do.
For everybody, man. Tonight, the name of the show is Kim, Kanye, KKKids, and Killer Twins. Shout out to my Mobile family in the building. Yo, man,
I'd be scared to say anything these days, Mike, because you used to be the villain, but it seems like these days I get the hate mail, so I'm just gonna be like,
oh man, please, man, look. If everybody likes you, then you're not doing something right, and that I was actually told that by my grandmother. So Everybody
it's
likes
very
to
much
think
true.
you're doing something wrong. So, you know, people aren't necessarily going to like what's said all the time. But, you know, until the day I get up here and start lying.
So we're going to play good cop, bad cop. You're going to be the good cop tonight. I'm going to be the bad cop. What we going to do?
I don't know, man. We'll switch it out. At the end of the day, all cops are bad.
We'll wing it. Let's wing it.
Yeah, we're going to wing it, man. I don't know. We might both jump on your ass at one point in time. And then, you know, it'd be like, hey, Ronnie, calm down. Calm down, Ronnie. Ronnie, calm down. Like, look, man, I'm your friend. I'm the only one who can help you get out of this situation.
Yes.
So Kim and Kanye is a big topic, man. And it seems
I'm
like
Team Kanye over here. I'm Team Kanye. Sorry.
I'm Team Kanye. Absolutely. Shout out to Kanye West. Shout out to Kanye West, man. And you know, but it has bigger implications than what people are leading on to believe. And I want to talk about a few of those tonight because it's some people that's out here doing a lot of talking about this man's situation, about this man's mental health. And last I checked, a lot of these cats aren't mental health professionals.
Exactly.
So, you know, it's almost to the point to where it's cool to bully the black man, in my opinion, because I feel like he's probably more on the end of the bullying than actually bullying somebody.
And I think he's handling himself pretty well. You can't just be in the bed with this man's wife and just tell him you in the bed with his wife. He's supposed to been killed Pete.
Yeah.
Really, if he was as crazy as people portray him to be, he could have taken this to another level a long time ago.
Right.
Really, if he was that crazy.
Motherfucking woman. Kanye don't want that woman.
It's the principle. It's the
principle. It's something different. Right. It's not that, oh, you got my woman and I can't get no other woman. He's sure you can get women.
He's a billionaire. He can get whatever woman he probably wants if he really wants to.
Women. Exactly. But we're going to talk about why he's choosing other races of women over black women. Let's talk about the elephant in the room as well tonight. And I got my reasons why. I feel like I know why Ye doing what Ye doing. And you know, we're gonna get into that. We're also gonna talk about a story out of Homer, Louisiana tonight, in which a black high school student had his belt had a cotton thrown in his face by one of his white classmates in the cafeteria.
That would have been the day.
Thrown in his face, and then this boy takes the belt off and proceeds to whip this boy while saying racist things to him. We're gonna talk about that tonight because as of tonight, Mr. 15-year-old white boy got a hate crime charge. So,
as he should.
Yeah, shout out to the sheriff's department in Homer, but we're not gonna give you your accolades just yet. I'm not letting you off the hook just yet. I want to pay close attention to this case. We're going to talk about that a little bit tonight and read that story as well. And also, a couple of different things, man, that came up since I named the show, since I titled the show. Of course, you know, the girls aren't killers. They haven't killed anybody. But killer twins just sounded like a real good. It had a good ring to it. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, just for the algorithm's sake, they didn't kill anybody.
Clickbait, right?
They didn't kill anybody. Okay, we're gonna put that out there right now. At least not directly, allegedly. So, you know, we're gonna talk about maybe they're just misunderstood. Maybe we've been wrong the whole time, and maybe they're not menaces to society.
We're not wrong, Mike.
Maybe they're just misunderstood. So we're gonna try to delve a little bit into the mind of the famous twins, the infamous famous twins out of Mobile, Alabama, man, as they have had a shootout at Maytree Park last week. And, you know, Heather was sending me that in Messenger as I was starting the show last week. I didn't get it until the next day, but I saw it right around the time the show was starting. Heather Washington had sent it to me. And, you know, the video of the shooting. And I see wrong on both sides in that video. So, you know, we're gonna talk about that and maybe even look at the video. But before we get into it, it was an interesting message, and I'm not gonna get too much onto the Ukraine and, you know, Joe Biden and all that shit right now. But there's this lady on TikTok named Miss Mary, and Miss Mary Jones, I think her name is, and Miss Mary has some powerful words for the U.S. of A. Very powerful words, and I want to get into those as well. I'm gonna pull that up right now.
She's cute.
Who?
Miss Mary.
Miss Mary cute, ain't she? Yeah, man. Miss Mary ain't telling nothing but pure facts, man. So I think this is a good public service announcement to get the show kicked off. Yeah, let me see this. Let's share this. And this is on Big Boy page. Fair use. I'm not getting ready to like be like, hey man, let me use your Instagram. Like, no. Fair use. Let's check it out. This is Miss Mary. Uh-oh.
Cause that y'all is.
Here we go.
And you done showed the citizens of America that y'all is not for the citizens of America. Y'all is using these people for y'all own fucking agenda. Because they done worked in this country all their lives. And all you could find to get them when this damn COVID broke out was a $1,400 check. And you taking billions of dollars, sending over there to another country that ain't did a damn thing in this country for these people. These people in this country have worked for y'all motherfucking asses. Not them over there. And y'all want us to feel sorry for them over there and y'all ain't giving a damn about us over here? We want to get the fuck away from y'all. Point blank period. We don't like y'all no more. You're robbers, all you do is go through this land, still killing and destroying. And gobbling up all the fucking wealth from everybody else. And getting them to thinking up all this shit to pull all the resources out this earth. Y'all will pay.
All right, man. Shout out to Miss Mary, man. Miss Mary Jones, man. I couldn't have said it no better myself, man. Real knowledge, real deal knowledge coming from the elders. So, you know what I'm saying? I really appreciate her by, getting out there and saying that, man.
She said what she said.
She said what she said, God damn it. And if you're worried about the kids, never mind. I ain't gonna do it.
It's too early, man.
It's too early, man. We ain't gonna go there just yet. Question of the evening, though. Question of the evening. And feel free to jump in anytime and call in 515-605-9708. Should the parents of children who commit hate crimes be prosecuted? Should the parents of children who commit hate crimes be prosecuted? You can't weaponize your kids. I personally think you should be prosecuted.
You think so, Mike?
Hell yes. Hell yes.
I think a strong investigation must be done to find out the teachings within the home. Because you can teach your child one way at home and they can go to school and do something totally different.
Yeah, but racism don't quite work like that. Typically, kids don't become racist just because their friends are racist if their parents aren't racist. Does that make sense?
That can be true, but you have to think about what are they learning at the grandparents' home? Because think about these millennials that are not racist, that were raised in a very racist home.
Right.
What if you're teaching your kids the right way and then they go to these very racist grandparents' home on the weekend and they're learning something totally different? So you have to really investigate where this teaching is coming from.
Better beat their ass. Man, we got Big Mag Official in the building. He said Ronnie's in the house.
Hey!
Yeah, we got Ronnie in the building. He said that's a tough one, LOL. Yeah, that's a tough one, man, but we're going to talk about it, and we'll talk about it in regard to this case, that we're going to talk about in Homer, Louisiana. Because, I mean, it's serious. It's a serious question, man, because you got a lot more, especially young, white teenagers doing things to people that may not deserve it, like innocent people. Now you got, black teenagers, putting in work in the streets on the ops or whatever. But you got this new wave of radicalized young white men, mostly, that's down to them put in some work on innocent people anytime, any place.
That's horrible. Yeah,
and a lot of times it's due to the parents' teachings, the teachings that's going on in the home. I mean, I think, you probably would see Dylan Roof or, Kyle Rittenhouse, people like that.
Right.
What was being taught in the home. So when you get off in the streets and let off on somebody and, you calling them niggas and all type of shit, it's a racially motivated or, whatever, constitutes a hate crime. I don't even know what constitutes a hate crime nowadays.
And the whole message behind the cotton is what kills me. That's the whole message behind the whole act itself.
Man, them motherfuckers be at home doing Civil War reenactments in the backyard with their kids, man. And
some of them do.
They got the uniforms
that's
and all
true.
that shit.
That's why I say a full investigation. Before you fault the parents, you need to really find out the teachings inside that home. Maybe neighbors, maybe people in the neighborhood know what they do at the, within the household. There may be people that can really actually say, yeah, this is the way that they teach them at home.
Well, do like you do police work with black folks. You take the kid down to the precinct,
question them,
and you push them until they crack. Hey, you keep them in the interrogation room until they crack. You know what I'm saying? Don't let them eat. Don't let them use the bathroom. Kind of like they do us. Get some information popping. You know what I'm saying? So, be rich and then laughing, man. I got this neat little contraption, man. Amber got it for me for my birthday. It was like a late birthday gift. But this is like the coolest shit, man. It keeps the beer cold, even in the bottle.
Wow.
And then plus I can drink my beer and I don't advertise for people. So you don't know what I'm drinking.
You can tell us. Or is it top secret?
I'm waiting to hear from the representatives of the company. They need to pay me. I'm not just going to get on my platform and shout out your beer for free. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. But yeah, man, I'm ready to slide into the show. And, let's start breaking some of these things down that's going on in this world. Where should we start? Where should we start?
We know which stories we would get stuck on. So, Mike, let's start with the stories that we can breeze through. Because some of these stories, if we start with them, we're gonna get stuck on them because there's gonna be such major call-ins. People are gonna really want to talk about them. Let's start with the shit that we know people are not gonna really talk about.
You're right. And with that being said, I decided to come with another little short, man, like a segment of the show, man. I'm always coming up with something new for the show. So, ladies and gentlemen, this segment of the first segment on the big mic drop of our new segment that we're going to start, digging into on every other show or so. Once, somebody does something stupid, but we call this fucking off in other countries.
Yeah.
All right, fucking off in other countries. Whole new show, right? So tonight's case study. Brittany Griner. Now, everybody, I call her Brittany Grinder. I just think that sounds pretty cool. It sounds cooler, but her name is Brittany Griner. She's an WNBA player. Of course, we know she's been locked up in Russia since February 17th. That's my mom's birthday, man. That's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Shout out, Mom. Shout out. So, anyway, Amber Alert says, Happy James St. Patrick's Day for all our Power fans in the building. Like they say, the only Christopher we know is Wallace. The only St. Patrick we know is James, man. You know what I'm saying? Happy St. Patrick's Day to y'all out there. Yes. I'm from the only place in the United States that actually had a leprechaun sighting. So I don't know why Mobile and Crichton in particular doesn't have the biggest celebration of St. Patrick's Day in the world besides in Ireland. I guess we ain't got no river to dye green. So,
That made us the biggest fools in the nation for a long time, Mike.
You say
we
what?
The laughing stocks of the country for a long time about that.
Oh, with the leprechaun, man?
Yes.
Oh, man, don't be like that, man. The leprechaun was good, man. Leprechaun was good, man. It was funny, man. The traffic was horrible that day. I remember riding around in that side of town. I'm like, man, what the fuck is going on, man? I can't get nowhere, man. People backing and clogging up the whole city, basically in Midtown, to ride by and get a glimpse of this thing that was in the tree. Did they ever find out what it was? I didn't see it. I tried to get around it. I was on my way to get some handle some business at that time. And I had to get to where I was getting. So, I just had to, back road shorty, cut through. That's my thing. I'm the cut through guy. But Brittany Griner has wound up getting her actually, something, Amber Alert. I'm glad you said that, man. I expected and suspected something of this nature to come up. Give me one moment.
I already know what you're about to do, Mike.
Give me one moment. I expected this to come up. I expected to hear this. Yeah, y'all just give me 1 second, man. Let your boy do my production thing. Let me do my production thing. do my production thing. What's going on with this damn? I know what's going on with StreamYard tonight. We're having some technical difficulties. But yo, for those of you who remember this was the leprechaun, the Crichton leprechaun. Shout out to Crichton, man, in the motherfucking building, man. This was an amateur sketch, and this was actually put on the news in Mobile, Alabama, and actually all over. I think CNN put it on too, didn't it? That shit like went.
It made national news.
Yeah, it made national news, man. So Mobile.
It made us the laughing stock of the nation, man.
Official leprechaun sighting. An official leprechaun sighting. That's it. So, man, we appreciate Miss Amber Alert for bringing that up, man. That's been what? That was.
It's been a long time. A really long time.
2006. Yeah, 2006-ish. So, I mean, that's been about what, 14, 15, 16, 16 years.
Seems like it's been longer than that, no?
Huh? No, it was about 2006. Yeah, I think that's around the time it was, because I was in the Nova then. I had a little 72 Nova back then, and I loved that car. So yeah, that was about that time. Not Big Mag, the future say the whole country clowned y'all. Absolutely, they did.
It was 2006.
Hey,
yep.
But you know something, Big Mag? Worry no more, because the famous twins bringing us back. They bringing us back, dog. We coming back to greatness, man. We coming back to greatness. So anyway, in this episode of Fucking Off in Other Countries, Brittany Griner went to Russia, in which she's been going back and forth to Russia for the past, umpteen seasons. And she gets about $1 million per year to play in the Russian female basketball league, which is like 3 times her salary in the WNBA. So she was going to Russia to get paid. And she actually went through customs. Oh, here go Ronnie with the leprechaun. Oh, Lord. Don't do this to me. Hold on, man. Let me see if I can't get this on here. Let me get this on here now. Let me get it on here now. Hold on, man. Let me slow the show down. Let's see. Let me put it in my notes, and it should pop up on this end. Man, shout out to Ronnie, man, for giving us this good footage, man. This vintage footage. None of y'all got stories like this.
It's definitely vintage.
Yeah, y'all don't have stories like this about y'all cities, man. One second, and we're gonna run this. We're gonna run this beautiful bean footage on this. Y'all don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe to the Big Mike Drop. The real shit, man. Oh, it didn't come up, Ronnie.
It didn't?
No, it didn't. Let's see what's going on. Give me one more second. Let's see here. Yeah, it should reload. There we go. Yeah, let's check this out, man.
Well, just in time for St. Patrick's Day, crowds are coming by the dozens to get an up-close view at what some say is a piece of Irish folklore.
Some people in the Crichton area of Mobile say a leprechaun is taking up residence in their neighborhood. A leprechaun. NBC 15's Brian Johnson has more.
Curiosity leads to large crowds in Mobile's Crichton community. Many of you bringing binoculars, camcorders, even camera phones to take pictures.
To me, it look like a leprechaun to me. All I gotta do is look up in the tree. Who else in the leprechaun say yeah?
Eyewitnesses say the leprechaun only comes out at night. If you shine a light in its direction, it suddenly disappears. This amateur sketch resembles what many of you say the leprechaun looks like. Others find it hard to believe and have come up with their own theories and explanations for the image.
My theory is it's casting a shadow from the other limb.
Could be a crackhead that got hold to the wrong stuff. And he told him to get up in a tree and play a leprechaun.
We're going to get down to the bottom of this. Yeah, still on there, guy. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, man.
This guy guy helping to direct traffic says he's prepared for his encounter with the leprechaun. He's suited up from head to toe.
This water's all smells right here. This is a special leprechaun flute. This has been passed down from thousands of years ago from my great-great-grandfather who was Irish. I just came to help out.
Others just came to get lucky in hopes a pot of gold may be buried under this tree.
I'm gonna run a backhoe and uproot that tree. I want to know where the gold is. I want the gold. Give me the gold. I want the gold.
This is Brian Johnson, NBC 15 News.
People will do
Man.
anything for a pot of gold. I mean, anything.
You know what I like? I like the amateur sketch of the leprechaun. It looks like somebody got a really good look at it and got that good drawing of it.
Who did that? I want to know who sketched that.
I don't know. Maybe Brian sketched it. That was a good story.
Well, just
who got a good look at it, huh? You got a old good look at it. No wonder neither one of them are on there anymore, man. Hey, big man, you shine a light on him, he disappears. It was a crackhead. I'm gonna say one thing though. You know, there's one thing that didn't happen, which makes this story a damn shame, in my opinion. It wasn't one Irish person out there, man. First of all, let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. I ain't gonna dog my folks out because Crichton in the Irish neighborhood anymore. It may have used to be, but now it's not. So yeah, you probably ain't trying to go down to Crichton talking about looking for no leprechauns. But anyway, man, just a little bit of mob town history, man. If you can't laugh at yourself, man, who can you laugh at? You know what I'm saying? Can't laugh at nobody. And I think that's a good place to start, man. Perhaps that principle. Let's start about that principle. Throwing stones when you live in a glass house. Throwing stones when you live in a glass house. Or what Jesus Christ would say, pointing out the speck in your neighbor's eye while ignoring the plank in your own eye. So, you know, it's a lot of this going on, man, especially with this Kim and Kanye situation. And the recent newest news I've heard is that Kanye was put in Instagram jail for the past 24 hours because he called Trevor Noah the C word. And we know what C word we're talking about. We do, right?
I can think of three. I don't know which of the three.
It starts with C and ends with N.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He called him a coon. So he called Trevor Noah a coon, which, you know, I wasn't too upset about it, but apparently you can't call people coons on Instagram. And I think I actually got the Cooniton commercial blocked on TikTok. They said it was hate speech. Yeah, so now you can say nigga all day, but you can't talk about these Sambos and coons. They're a protected class at this point in time. So
but that's exactly what Dave Chappelle said.
Right.
He could say gay, but he couldn't say nigga.
Right.
Or he could say nigga, but he couldn't say gay. Yeah. So
right.
You know.
Right. Man, it's pretty good. It's pretty damn tasty. What you drinking on? You got a nice cup over there. What's that? What's in
this? This is Sweet Bitch Merlot.
Sweet Bitch.
That's the name of the brand.
Sweet Bitch Merlot. Shout out to Sweet Bitch Merlot. That's a nice name. Nice.
I used to do the Moscato, but tonight I tried Merlot.
Okay. Man,
it's good for the heart.
That wine be getting me too fucked up.
Really?
Oh yeah.
You just got to drink a little bit.
So I'm gonna pop the question back up there. Should the parents of children who commit hate crimes be prosecuted?
I say no. It depends on if they taught them to do, if they coached them into doing the act. If it was, what do they call it? In-home taught hate, if it was inbred.
Right.
Homebred.
Man, we got Diane Brock in the building, man. What's up, Diane?
Hey, Diane.
I knew the Irish would show up. Happy St.
I love
Diane. Oh yeah, absolutely, man. We love Diane up in this building.
Yes,
man. We got Charmaine. What up, man?
Charmaine.
In the building. Hey, Diane says, question, yes, they should be prosecuted or to be determined. I guess that's what it means. TBD, to be determined.
Right. Because, Mike, what if the parents don't condone it? What if it's something that they learned from a friend or something that they saw on YouTube or something that they taught themselves that they wanted to do?
You better be ready to prove that. That's all I can say.
That's why I said it needs to be investigated.
Right.
The parents may not condone it.
Right. Rich says that you are now authenticated New Yorker for drinking that, Ronnie.
Am I really? Woo!
Yeah, Ronnie got a New York ring.
Now I gotta ditch this strong accent.
In the building. You say what?
Hey, Tasha. I gotta ditch this strong
girl.
Southern drawl before I become a New Yorker.
Man,
I can't hide this accent no matter how I try.
You ain't gonna be able to get rid of it. You got too much country in you.
Even when I was in Mobile, they was calling me country. How the hell y'all gonna say I'm country and I'm from here? I'm even country to people in my hometown. So hey,
your family originally from Mobile, or where y'all from originally?
My dad is from New Orleans. So I'm from the South. Either way you look at New Orleans and Alabama, Mobile, Louisiana, and Alabama.
Okay.
I'm from below the Mason-Dixon line regardless.
You from way the hell below the Mason-Dixon. Man,
I'm a Southern girl.
Man, so I mean, it's just something to think about, man. Maybe it's just another level of protection to stop, crazy shit from happening to our kids, Diane says, I learned some truth today about St. Patrick too. The veil is being lifted because the history we have been taught is not as it is. I have an order for a Fire History Teacher shirt coming your way. Absolutely, man. Shout out to the Fire History Teacher t-shirt. We got them on sale. www.thebigmicdrop.com.
Yes.
I can't show y'all that, man. Fire History Teacher. Why keep arguing over critical race theory and all that shit?
Exactly.
You don't want to learn our history. We don't really want to learn y'all's either. Just stop teaching it. Fire History Teacher, do your own research. That's my take on it. And teach civics. Teach people how to do shit like taxes and shit like that.
That's important stuff.
Because, if people aren't going to take history seriously and look at it for what it is, it makes no sense to have debates over, revisionist history. Because you'll never be able to keep the other side honest. So, but we'll get into that in another show. That's a whole nother conversation in itself. But so let me read this story by ESPN. We're back to Brittany Griner. Excuse me. Let's see here. So this was in ESPN, and I'm not going to share it. I'm just going to read it. So it just states that WNBA star Brittany Griner's detention is extended in Russia until May 19th. So what happened is she was detained at the Moscow airport on February 17th after the Russian authorities said that they needed to search her luggage, and it revealed that she had a vape pen or vape cartridges that contain cannabis oil, which carries a maximum of 10 years in prison in Russia. So now there's a push for people, trying to get her out. I think Hillary Clinton and people like that are trying to get her out. But I'll say this. Welcome to being a 6'9" dude, bro. Welcome to being a black man. Miss Griner, Brittany. Miss Griner. I guess that's what she would like to be called, even though she's married. But, when you're a 6'9" person, a black person, then you don't need to be going into these other countries fucking off, man. You need to understand their laws and maybe get your shit when you get there. Don't try to fly in there with it. I'm sure somebody in Russia got some weed.
But Mike, you have to even be more careful in the United States, because even when you're in your own country, certain states you can't take marijuana oil to. You can do that here in New York, but if I leave New York, I can't take marijuana oil into Alabama because it may be legal in New York. It may not be legal in Alabama. So you can't just break rules regardless of what country you're in. You have to be mindful of what you're doing no matter where you go. So I feel bad because, if that's something you're used to doing, it's easy to forget, but you have to be mindful when you're doing these things. So,
right.
Hey.
Right. And I'm not trying to disparage people, man, by bringing these up, but I think a lot of us mistake having the money and the financial ability to go outside of the country. We mistake that with really being seasoned enough to operate and handle ourselves outside of the country in certain situations.
You can't.
And it just don't work like that. It's a lady out here from Atlanta, man. She was from Atlanta, And God rest her soul, man. She's gone. But she was murdered in Ghana. 37-year-old mother of 3. And they tried to word the story like she went to Ghana to work, but she went to work in a club. So you can only, you can put your own spin on what she was over there doing. But she was murdered in Ghana. And they have no recourse at this point in time. The people that did it are even out of prison. And that was only 11 alive tonight. So when you're going outside of the country, man, understand that everybody doesn't operate on the same rules that we operate on.
Did she fund her own trip? I didn't quite get any understanding out of that story. Did she fund her own trip, or did these people send for her with promises of work?
I think
did she
they
like
sent
fund
for
her?
her.
Okay.
I think they sent for her, but people were saying that, go to your embassy, they're there to protect you. No, the embassy is there to protect the interest of the nation in that nation, in their host nation.
Right.
They're not really there to protect every chick who want to go over and get a BBL or go, strip in the club or dance for some Nigerians or Ghanaians. So, use your brain. And like I said, certain situations, if you're in certain businesses, man, you probably need some kind of male management. I ain't gonna lie, some kind of security, some of that nature to make that trek with you. So now you got 3 kids that are, here.
And she went totally alone. Not even her bestie. Nobody went with her, just her, herself, and she.
That's what they say. Probably a pretty expensive plane ticket as well. I don't know what the prices are flying to Ghana nowadays, but
I mean, sometimes I can be known as a victim blamer, so I'm just gonna zip my lip.
No, look. See, thing about victim blaming, people only bring up victim blaming when the victim was doing some bullshit. You see what I mean? Like, if the victim isn't doing no bullshit, then the term victim blaming doesn't ever get brought up. You notice that?
Because I mean, like, if I'm gonna go somewhere, I mean, follow your dreams, do what you want to do, but be mindful that nobody where you're going. You haven't told anybody, like, this is the hotel I'm going to be at. She didn't take any safety precautions before she left. So, I mean, you didn't think that you're leaving 3 kids behind?
3 kids behind. That's the saddest part about it. That's the saddest part about it. So, my condolences be with the family that has to deal with this and put up with this. But these are basically the pitfalls of going outside of your country, thinking you're getting ready to just, move like you move over here.
But people in her line of work, not to make it sound like shameful, because I mean, it's a job, but people in her line of work, they usually run, not to make it sound animalistic, but they usually run in packs. Like, it's usually groups of them. Like, they're usually friends. Like, it's usually a crew of them, like 3 or 4, maybe they're going to work. Right. Like, we're strippers or we're dancers. It's usually a group of them going together. Why was she alone? I don't understand this story at all.
Right. And if she wasn't alone, who was there with her and where are they now?
Right. It doesn't make sense to me.
Right. It's a weird story. It's a weird story.
Very weird.
And anything that comes out about it, man, I'm not going to say the name or anything, because like I said, this woman has kids and a family that's still around here.
Right.
Trying to put the pieces back together on that. But, just be careful when you go outside of the country. And I think I'll leave that at that with that story. Right. But back to this Griner lady, man. Like, a couple of years ago, Brittany Griner had a domestic abuse case. And I just wanted to kind of know, man, would we really be capping for a 6'9" black dude that had a domestic abuse case because he played basketball and was locked up in Russia? Would anybody, would Hillary Clinton be trying to go get him or anything of that nature? I mean, just something to put out there. That's the question.
That's a fair question. Probably not.
Correct. And they're actually trying to use the other spin on it too. They're trying to basically spin her sexuality. And I think they're going to try to, something that I've been noticing that's happening, and Tariq Nasheed talks about this. Shout out to Tariq Nasheed, King Flex. But he was talking about this, how when the LGBT thing doesn't work by itself, how then they try to, go back to black. And when black people don't, 100% jump behind, let's say, getting Jesse Smollett out of jail. That's what I'm really talking about. when we don't jump behind Jesse Smollett when he put his fist up and was walking out of jail, walking to jail, you know, talking like he's some kind of freedom fighter. They then try to turn
Don't
around.
make me get silly, please.
They then try to turn around and then call us shit like homophobic and all of that, saying we don't understand and if they were straight, we wouldn't be like this. I'll be honest. If Brittany Griner was a straight 6'9" black male, nobody would be over there trying to get her out of prison in Russia. They probably still be over here talking shit about him. So just keep that on the tip of your mind. And I guess speaking of Juicy, we might as well go there.
Look, do you
Juicy
think
out of jail. Juicy is
do
loose.
you think he practiced that?
The juice is loose. Huh?
Do you think he practiced that speech? It sounded very well rehearsed to me.
Oh yeah, man. That shit was probably the last episode he's supposed to do at Empire or some shit. He probably been practicing that. But no,
what
man.
Did he say? He had stuck his fist. What did he say into the what did he say?
Man,
something for 400 years into black people or something he said.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell he was talking about. Let's see if
It
we
worked.
can
Yeah, find it.
let's see if we can't find. I want to
But Beyonce's mother spoke up for him. Taraji spoke up. A few people spoke up for him.
Yeah,
but I don't know if I would have likened it to Emmett Till.
Yeah, that was weird too. Like Juicy Smollett is not Emmett Till around this motherfucker.
Right.
Man. They need to stop. They need to stop with their shit, man. The only thing, you know what? I would say the only similarities Juicy Smollett has to Emmett Till is that he kind of lied like the white bitch. He just went to jail. I guess that's where the black part comes in. You know what I'm saying? Guess that's where they lock your black side up. Because, Carolyn Bryan is still, I heard, still alive, whatever, old as dirt. And she's already admitted that she lied about telling, her husband at the time that Emmett Till, assaulted
at her age, even though we're not talking about that subject, since it came up at her age, do you think she should still be punished since she is still alive?
Man, I would lock that bitch up. She won't be there that long. She won't cost us much money. I'll lock her ass. Slap up. I wish I could be there to slap the cuffs on her for real.
You would lock her up at her age.
I'll slap the cuffs on her. I don't care. I would definitely would. Just like I would slap the cuffs on Juicy.
So do you don't agree with people when they say it's punishment enough that he'll never work in Hollywood?
I mean, that's like if I get fired from my job, how's that punishment for all the other crimes I commit? I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're committing crimes, dude. You're masturbating in bathhouses. You're masturbating in public bathhouses with Africans, bro. Come on. Come on, bro. Really, come on.
So he's still enjoying his life to the fullest, right?
He's still enjoying his life to the fullest. Apparently, he was under some kind of duress in Cook County, though. He was in Cook County, man, up there in Chicago. So, no telling what
they had him under suicide watch.
He said he wasn't suicidal. That's what
if something happens to me, I am not suicidal. I did not do this to myself. What did he say?
I am not suicidal. I am not suicidal. I am not suicidal. I am not suicidal. And he just kept hollering.
Oh, Justy. Poor Justy.
Poor Juicy.
Poor thing.
Juicy wild, man. The juice is loose, but I want to play this, man. And like I said, this is a fair use, but I do feel like I do need to kind of talk about this, and we need to bring this to the forefront. I promise we're gonna get to Kim and Kanye. It's really not much to it. I mean, Pete needed his ass whooped. Still, in my opinion, he's a bum.
Yeah, that was very inappropriate what he did.
Yes. But then he had some shit out where he, made some jokes about having sex with a baby and all type of shit.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I don't blame Kanye. I wouldn't want my kids in the house with somebody to make a joke about that kind of stuff either.
Yeah, man. Nobody want to listen to that filth. Let me find this. Here we go. All right, here we go. Yeah, let me get on King Flex page. Because Tariq Nasheed posted this, so this is off his Twitter. Let's see.
Ultimately, Jussie was not going to get the same type of support as a straight black man. Our community.
All right. Yeah. So let's do this.
This is his brother.
Yeah. I'm gonna save my comments till afterward. But I want y'all to hear this. This is about 1 minute.
Is innately has a lot of homophobia in it.
Yeah, I want y'all to hear it.
Our community is innately has a lot of homophobia in it. And they leveraged that fact. They knew that ultimately Jussie was not going to get the same type of support as a straight black man. And it's been obvious. I find it very difficult to believe that this ever would have gotten this far if Jussie was a straight black man. And so we need to really think about that. Celebrities, common people, everyone. We need to think about the fact that literally society at large failed him. And hopefully one day the truth comes out to where people can see it clear as day. I don't know how they don't see it now, but hopefully someday that happens. And when that day happens, it's really a shame that it took that long for folks to understand that.
Jockey, so you think that if Jussie were a straight black man, public reception would have been way less intent on vilifying him from the jump?
Hands down. As a straight black man, that is hands down what would have happened.
So essentially, he's blaming us as the black community and our homophobia, our innate homophobia, which means when something is innate, that means you're born with it. So that means, that black people are innately homophobic. But I don't understand that when black people make up a lot of the trans population. I don't understand this guy's reasoning and rationale behind that. So, he's basically blaming us for Juicy Smollett hiring two of his booty buddies to beat him up and pour bleach on him and wrap a rope around his neck and do all of this extra shit to him for no reason whatsoever. To make a political statement during an election year. And that's who got him out of jail, too.
That's his brother?
Nah, somebody from up high called to get Jussie Smollett out of jail during his jail time. And then, to turn around and say that society failed him. If anything, I think Juicy Smollett has failed society. He's failed society. He's failed us as black people because he should have never got caught doing that bullshit. That's not something anybody do. Why would we just sit up and make up a hoax like that? That might have been the other side, Jesse. And that's all I'll say on that. But he's out. The juice is loose. We're gonna see what becomes of it. Is he gonna be a black leader?
I think the best thing to do when you do something like that is as soon as you get caught, just go ahead and throw your hands up and say, "Okay, I'm caught." Don't drag it out like he did. Right. It would have been easy to just, when you was caught, just tell the truth. He drug it out too long. That was the problem.
And still hasn't told the truth. Even sat in court, didn't perjure himself, sat on the stand and said that he knew the dudes that attacked him. He paid them. They masturbated in the bathhouse together. So these guys were friends, apparently. He did all this and said all of this in court and still sits up and says that he's innocent.
What they say, 3 can keep a secret if 2 are dead. When you do stuff
Smollett,
like that, you're supposed to do it alone, not with a buddy, because somebody's gonna get mad and tell.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's for crimes and masturbation. That shit goes for crime and masturbation, dog. Somebody's gonna get mad and tell, bro. You need to do that shit by yourself, dog. Move.
Exactly.
Do your dirt all by your lonely, like Scarface.
That's what they say. That's what they say.
So nah, man. So like I said, this dude is a whack job. I think Juicy Smollett could possibly be have some kind of pathology. I could see that.
Some sort of sociopath, you think?
Maybe psych. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a mental health professional, but it's very strange. It's very strange. And it
But
seems,
you did say you believe the sister's the only one that's normal, right?
Huh?
Remember we talked about that on one of the shows, and you said maybe his sister's the only one that's normal?
Exactly. Diane says it's all a tangled web. Gay people are gay people. Talk about rewriting history. That's been a thing since the beginning of time. Another device meant to cause shame and divide. But how about let's see each other for our actions and be accountable for that. By that, I really don't want to know what anyone does in the privacy of their own bedroom. Just be a good person. Absolutely. And Juicy might pull the arm. He might say you pulled the R move on him. I'm just saying, like, this dude is like, whatever. Like you say, people were messing with him in the can. Had issues with safety and whatnot.
And I agree with Diane. I don't know why he even had to say that. He didn't even have to let us know that he had did any of that. That was private. Nobody asked him for that information. He didn't even have to get on the stand and say that he had been to a bathhouse, because that was information that it's not like he was being followed by a private investigator. Nobody even knew he had done any of that stuff. He voluntarily got up there and told people that. Why did he do that? I would have had no idea he had done any of that stuff. Why did he do that?
Two things I'll never understand about court cases last year. I never understand why Juicy Smollett got on the stand and testified, and I'll never understand why Travis McMichael got on the stand and testified.
I think they asked Jesse not to, and he insisted on going up there.
Mm-hmm.
You think that was his way of outing those two brothers? Because everybody knew what his sexuality was. I don't think anybody knew anything at all about those two Africans.
Well, it was a sick way of shaming those two dudes. And
had to be, because he didn't even have to bring any of that up.
It was a way of shaming, and that's why I really can't take that seriously from that movement, is because they do go for the shaming. So you can't shame somebody for something that you don't know is wrong, right? If I'm just me and you getting money and we just know we're doing the job the right way, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be able to shame you. Hey, Ronnie, what are you doing for counting your drawer down like that? You know what I'm saying? What are you doing for all your money? No, shame comes in when you know, oh, you wrong like me. See, we did wrong together, so now I got something on you. You see what I mean? So that's why I can't take all that homophobia and all of that shit seriously. I really believe that they're heterophobic. And you can quote me on that shit. That's what the problem is. Hope you two don't cut me off. Let me know if it starts skipping.
I only be following on Facebook. I never know what YouTube be doing. But I said I was going to stop that. I said I was going to be Facebook on this phone and YouTube on this phone and StreamYard on the laptop. But I never be following.
I got 2 phones. So let's check this out, man. Get into this shit. Yeah, so this one talks about Kanye West went on another social media tirade saying he is really concerned Pete Davidson will get Kim Kardashian hooked on drugs. I think this is against her. And I'll say this. I think that she's probably the one spending a lot of time and a lot of money trying to keep everything on the low. And he's just constantly and steadily exposing.
But you know what somebody said the other day, and I truly kind of believe it. I wouldn't be surprised if Kim is not the one with Pete's phone posting all of that stuff, because that's kind of the stuff that Pete is posting is kind of feminine stuff. Like, men don't be messy like that in the bed with your wife. It wouldn't surprise me if Kim snatched his phone and she doing all that stuff. That's not the kind of messy little. That's not the kind of stuff that a real man does in the bed with your wife. That's messy. That's female stuff.
But then, you know, people will swear that she's single. You got dudes out here saying that this woman is single, like these Trevor Noahs and D.L. Hugleys and, you know, who else doing a lot of talking? You know, it's just a bunch of people doing a lot of talking that probably shouldn't be talking.
Well, now she's single because the judge granted her, even though the divorce is not finalized, like all of the little what is it called, the formalities of it, everything is not finalized yet. But he's granted her the term single, so he's granted her that she's single, but everything is not finalized yet.
Her first priority was to get dick over settling anything with the kids, anything. That's what a divorce is. A divorce is all the formalities.
That's what I was gonna say. How can a court actually? How can they make any exception like that? I've never heard of that. Either you're divorced or you're not. Or either you get a divorce or a legal separation. I've never heard of this thing. We're making you single. That doesn't make sense.
Right. So, you know, it's all propaganda from her end.
That's crazy.
To continue to basically garner public support on her side, and basically she's cheating with all of America behind her. All the women in America are behind her right now. Not all of them, but you know what I'm saying. A lot of women in America are like somehow latching their wheels onto Kim Kardashian.
You think so, Mike?
Yeah, and they love
she's losing more support than
she's
she's gaining. I don't think so.
I would love to see it because a lot of black dudes, D.L. Hughley, Trevor Noah, you know, a lot of guys are coming out talking in on behalf of her.
But you know what? I think a lot of these guys, I think a lot of that stems from hate towards Kanye. I think a lot of men are jealous of Kanye because a lot of this talk about, oh, he's crazy. He's always been very eccentric. He's always been kind of like out there. This is nothing new. Mm-hmm. Ever since this guy has become a billionaire, okay, his clothes have never, my kids love his stuff. And I think it's because it's name brand and because it just says that you spend a lot of money. It's not because the shit looks good. It doesn't look good.
Them whole jumper.
Ever since he became a billionaire, it's all this hate. Everybody have so much to say about this man. Okay, so what? All of this stuff that D.L. Hughley is saying about this man, I think it stems from a place of jealousy. I think it has nothing to do with what's going on with him and Kim.
Right.
Why you got so much to say about this man and his marriage? Because clearly, anytime a man is telling you he's in the bed with your wife, you have every right to come for this man and say anything you want to say. If he wants to threaten Pete, he has every right to. You're telling this man you're in the bed with his wife. You have every right to retaliate.
But the most important thing is he told him he was in bed with his wife after the judge apparently told her she was single.
But even before that, you were being seen in public with her.
I'm in bed with your wife.
But even before he made it. Even before he verbalized that he was in bed with his wife, we already knew what it was because you were being seen in public with her all hours of the night, all times of day. So we knew what it was before you even said it. So I mean,
man, come on, we knew what it was because Kim was involved. Let's keep it a book. We knew what it was when we heard she was involved. It's like, yeah, there's some fucking going on.
We love you too, Diane. I'm just looking at the comments.
Yeah. When I heard Kim K was in it, I knew it was some lazy sex involved.
But even though Amber Rose came back and kind of recanted what she said, I feel good about what she said years ago when she told Kanye that Kim was going to do this to him. I feel that she's vindicated somehow because the things that he said about Amber Rose were very horrible.
I'm sure she was.
He was like saying that he had to take so many baths after sleeping with Amber Rose before he could sleep with a woman of Kim's caliber. Like Kim was so like highfalutin, she was so great and so clean and so classy compared to Amber. Now look what Kim turned around and did.
And y'all ready for the real deal, man? For all you Pete Davidson dick riders out there. I'm just gonna call them that. All y'all cats and black dudes and shit, they want to jump up to protect Pete as if he's a battered woman or something. I want to tell y'all something. Skeet, when Kanye says the term skeet, he's not talking about Pete Davidson. That's an insult at Kim. And I'm gonna tell y'all how I know. For those of you who watched the Ray J tape, when that video was going off, Kim had one last thing that she said. I want you to come in my face. That's why he calls him Skeet. Because he knows that's what she likes. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly. But she did say that on that video. So I think that's why when he calls him Skeet, Pete Davidson knows that that's hurting Kim, which is why he gets offended at it. You see what I'm saying? And everybody, oh, Kanye's bullying Pete and this and that. But let's look at the woman herself that's claiming to be bullied or claiming to be stalked, or y'all niggas out here claiming that she's being stalked. And let's look what she said.
But look, Mike, what is this thing? Not to cut you off, but I'm just curious because I followed this story only partially. What is this thing where D.L. Hughley was saying that Kanye West was on Facebook, on some social media, complaining about Pete Davidson, saying that his private was so big and all of this stuff? How would he know this? Is there pictures of Pete's genitalia somewhere out here on the internet?
I don't know.
So this is the new insult between D.L. Hughley and Kanye West. They're saying that Kanye West was complaining that Pete's penis is so big and so large, and so now Kanye is threatened by that.
And D.L. Hughley said that?
Yes, that's the new comeback. This has been going on all week. That Kanye is threatened because apparently Pete Davidson has a huge penis, and so this is D.L. Hughley's new comeback at Kanye West, because Kanye West has apparently been crying out about this whole thing.
Jay Boogie said, fuck Skeet, Pete and Skeet. No sympathy. Shots fired. What up, Jay Boogie in the building?
And I'm just curious to know how does Kanye West know how big Pete is unless there's some type of images out here on the internet?
How does DL know any of this shit? And I'm gonna be.
And that's why I say it must be
more
pictures out here.
About. But I'm gonna tell you what I'm more curious about. What does DL stand for? I'm just saying. Let's keep it moving.
Maybe his middle name is Lawrence. I don't know. I'm just trying to be fair. I don't know.
I don't know either. That's why I said I'm curious. I mean, it'd be nice if he come on and let us know what DL actually stands for. Because he likes going by it. So obviously he don't want us to know, you know. Let's see something here.
But I just want to know why is Kanye so, first of all, forget all that. Why is D.L. Hughley so invested in this story himself? Does he have a thing? Has he had an affair or something with Kim? Why is he so invested in this story? What does it even have to do with him?
I don't know. I think D.L. Hughley is a pawn of I think, you know, Kanye called out the left a lot when he, you know, came out with that post about D.L. Hughley. And I think maybe perhaps that's who it is. D.L. Hughley is probably a pawn of the Democratic Party or the left-wing liberal agenda. But then on Hollywood Unlocked today, it states that fans bring up old tweets from Kim Kardashian. Who do we believe at this point, Kim or the internet? So this was April 25th, 2018. To the media trying to demonize my husband, let me just say this. Your commentary on Kanye being erratic and his tweets being disturbing is actually scary. So quick to label him as having mental health issues for just being himself when he has always been expressive is not fair. And at this point in time, all Kanye West is doing is really being expressive. And for the people in the world to take this type of tone about it lets me know that it's a deeper conspiracy against Kanye West. I think he's a proxy for all black men. So now they're trying to create this narrative that if a black man even says anything about a man fucking your wife, if you even say anything about a man that's not black, white man, i.e., fucking your wife, you're the bully. And you should somehow back down. And whether these guys out here that are saying this type of shit like it or not, that's what you're saying. Whether you meant it or not, that's what you're saying. Stop taking money from these people to come on their platforms and talk about this man's business. Let's talk about your mental health. Let's talk about Boosie's mental health. Since Boosie had a lot to say about Kanye as well, let me pull this up. Give me one moment. I see y'all getting me started, man.
While you doing that, Mike, I was just looking back and I see what Amber had said about how what's this guy Justice Smollett was starving himself in prison in jail. So that's why they put it. His family act like they didn't know why they had him in their suicide ward. That's why they had his behind for looking out for suicide. Because that's starvation. He was trying to commit suicide. Stupid behind.
Let's see here. Let me pull this up here. Let me copy link. I kind of like putting everything in my notes right here on the spot, man, and being able to talk about it.
Yeah, it's easier.
This was Boosie on the interview he did on Vlad TV. I'm not going to show it, but I am going to play the audio because I just think it's funny. Excuse me. Them IPAs popping on the St. Patrick's Day. Should have took a whole shot.
I didn't see a lot of hype about St. Patrick's Day this year like I normally do. Everybody usually wearing their green and stuff. I didn't see a lot of that this year.
They were doing it at work. It was a lot of people at the spot this morning that were doing it. Let's see if I can see if they'll let me pull this up just to play this on Instagram. Let's see, share screen, Chrome tab.
Do you think they're going to give Kanye custody or Kim?
Huh?
Do you think Kanye going to get custody of the kids or
And
Kim?
you done showed the citizens of America that y'all is not
Kim,
for the citizens of America. Y'all is using these people for y'all own fucking agenda. Because they done worked in this country all their lives. And all you could find to get them when this damn COVID broke out was a $1,400 check. And you take.
All right, my bad. Sorry about that. So I'm gonna share this one. Let me take it off the screen now. But this is Boosie on Vlad. You know, like you said, that's kind of Vlad's thing.
Bro, I wasn't feeling that shit when he turned preacher and all.
Let's go back.
That shit, he, bro. But you gotta feel him, bro. You know, I was like, this nigga tripping, till I saw that nigga on that Pete Davidson on that couch with them chips, with that other nigga. I say, shit, fuck that. I don't want that around my children either. Shit, fuck that. Everybody know Kanye do too fucking much. Like bro, I wasn't feeling that shit when he turned preacher and all that shit.
This is what amazes me about people's, like my granddad would say, man, you got the balls of a brass ass monkey to sit up on a TV show and say that I do too much. I just don't like that. He do too fucking much. I wasn't feeling when he turned preacher. Wasn't nobody feeling when you got a stripper to give your 13-year-old head. You see what I'm saying? Like, niggas throw stones when they live in glass houses. Nigga, you want to talk about his mental health? Talk about your mental health.
People do get too invested in what other folks do. People worry too much about other folks.
And think that they have the right to sit up and talk. These people are fucked up out here, man, for that. They're fucked up for that. And I think that more people need to be calling it out. or else they're going to continue to do it. It's going to continue to get worse. So instead of coming out and protecting and jumping up for D.L. Hughley, like Steve Harvey did, like Willie D did, a bunch of people have jumped up to protect and ride for D.L. Hughley, but nobody is stopping D.L. Hughley from going in on this man's undiagnosed, because none of y'all niggas is mental professionals, mental illness that y'all keep bullying him about. But meanwhile, you inspecting the stripper's ass with your kid with a magnifying glass, and he 18. This is what Boosie just did. This just dropped today. Boosie and his 18-year-old son inspecting the woman's ass with a magnifying glass. And that's not doing too much, Boosie? I'm just asking. You ain't doing too much for becoming a preacher, but you inspecting. I lost for words.
Well, one thing I can say about it, it works for Kanye West. He became a billionaire doing too much, so I ain't mad at him.
Right. Kanye doing this damn thing, and I feel like, we should support Kanye in this time. We shouldn't be supporting Kim. We shouldn't be supporting Skeet, Pete, whatever you want to call him. We shouldn't be supporting that side of things. We should not be on that side of history. Kanye West is probably one of the richest, if not the richest, black man in the United States of America. And we don't get those
Dame Dash trying to take the credit for that.
Yeah, I seen the doggone documentary where Dame Dash wasn't trying to pay him no attention.
I seen a reel today on Facebook where he was saying that the reason he wasn't expecting Kanye West to get that rich, but the reason that Kanye West is a billionaire is because of him. He's the only one that really listened to him.
Mm-hmm.
He made him a billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
He said the same thing about Jay-Z. So if you made all these people what they are, then well, how come you didn't surpass them yet?
You sound like a nigga want some money to me.
But you know what they say? They said those
that
niggas
start come up and start talking about what they used to do for you. You already know they finna ask for something. So I'm out. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
No, but they do say those that can't do certain things can teach others to do it. So I do believe that he taught them a lot. But just because you teach people to do things don't mean you can take all the credit from them, because some of the stuff that you teach people, they do learn things on their own self. They are proactive in what they achieve. You can't take all the credit for it.
Right. And the thing about teaching people is they're eventually going to outgrow you.
Right.
They're going to move on to teachers who know more than you because they're going to outgrow you.
That's
true. It's like raising a kid. Your kid ain't going to be under your tutelage for the rest of his or her life.
Because like you said, they don't only learn from you.
Right.
They learn from others. Do I have an echo mic?
You sound good.
I feel like I have an echo in my headphones. That's why I keep fumbling around.
So let's look at, out of the very few people who are actually stepping up to protect Kanye West and to try to vindicate him and, make him look good in the public eye. And I'm going to end this after this. I'm going to end what I'm saying on this. But Julia Fox, the chick he was dating, Julia Fox says Kanye West is harmless, poses no danger to Kim or Pete.
And I believe that.
Shout out to the white girl. See, black women, y'all want that billionaire, man. Y'all, when you find out he messing with white girls, don't just turn your nose on him and snub him. You know what I'm saying? Don't just turn your nose up and snub him. And want wrong to happen to him just because he like white women. The white women stepped up to save him. You got black dudes that's out attacking a black dude.
If you listen to Kanye talk, he doesn't really sound like he will hurt somebody.
No.
I mean, his thoughts are not erratic like that, where he sounds like he's going to go and harm somebody. And when I hear D.L. Hughley say things like, he sounds like the kind of person that's going to kill a woman or be hiding in the bushes, I don't get that from him.
Right. And why would DL want to promote that narrative?
I mean, he does. When people say he's stalking her, I mean, he kind of is like internet stalking her. But I don't get that he's the type of man that's going to stalk her to harm her. Like he's going to be in her house and have a knife over her bed, stalk her. I don't get that from him. I get like, I love you, I'm going to send you roses stalking. That's different.
That's his wife. Until she's divorced, there ain't no damn stalking. I mean, that's how it should be.
And Kim is just,
in my opinion, like if he want to come around and see his kids, if you want to pull a truck full of roses up in front of the house, if you want to talk about your new boyfriend, you know what I'm saying? As long as he not running and jumping on folks and doing all that crazy shit. There's some of y'all women out here, especially on Facebook. Let me talk to some of y'all on Facebook, man, because I don't know how high and mighty y'all think y'all really are. But I know some of y'all boyfriends that came around jumping on niggas over y'all stupid ass, and y'all regular basic women. But y'all making this man out to be this big stalker. But I know some women, regular normal women, whose dudes and showed up pulling guns on niggas at school and every damn thing else. And these, we talking about boyfriends. We're not talking about husbands.
Right.
And y'all helped us thought it was cute in a lot of situations.
And I feel like if Kanye quit paying Kim and Skeet any attention, Kim would drop that boy. She's not that interested in Pete. She's just trying to torment Kanye.
Right.
As soon as Kanye stop paying him some attention, Kim gonna move on to another man and forget all about Pete.
Hold on.
He's not even her type.
We're gonna talk about Pete, but we got Gail at night in the building. Gail, good evening. Big Mike drop Ronnie in chat. What's up, Gail?
Girl.
How you doing, man? Gail is a fellow sister, man, off the manosphere, man. She's been joining the show, man, helping us out in the comments and whatnot. We had a good conversation the other day, man. So we appreciate you, Gail. Shout out to you. Yes. Matter of fact, I'm gonna drop the link in the chat, man. If anybody want to get on, I'm gonna go on and drop the link in the chat, man. We ain't getting no rhythm on the phones, man. Which I ain't got nothing to say about none of this. Are we boring you guys?
Everybody out having their St. Patty's Day drink at the Irish pubs tonight.
Yeah. That should have been part of fucking off in other countries. But let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Because this is kind of crazy to me too. So I know y'all have heard that Pete Davidson got Kim Kardashian's name tattooed on him. Or
not
actually
tattooed,
branded. Yeah, he got it burned.
Like scarlet letter.
Now, it's gonna be there forever. And she was on Ellen DeGeneres and like, oh, it's like a scar and blah blah blah. I know, so cute and blah blah blah. More people should do it and all of that.
She feel bad.
You know, you should work hard. But I'm gonna say this. You know what would be fucked up? If out of all this being scared of Kanye, Pete the one that fucked you up at the end of the day when you try to break up with him. You see what I'm saying? What it's gonna look like when you try to break up with Pete, dog? That's what I'm waiting to see, because he already got 3 tattoos and a brand, or 2 tattoos and a brand. And you know, I don't know. That's just weird behavior to me. Maybe it's normal to Kim Kardashian, who's what, 40-something years old. This is a 28-year-old dude. I mean,
she that young?
Yeah, and we're giving Brittany Renner all this smoke about hitting up young dudes. Ain't nobody talking about Kim Kardashian. But what happens if Pete is the one? I want to see what it's gonna look like when she try to break up with Pete and try this shit on Pete with the next dude. That's what I want to see. I want to see if Pete just sit up and talk. Man, what up, Mitch in the building? Good show. Thank you, brother.
Hey.
Yeah, I want to see what that be like, though, man. If I can see the future, something tells me that's the one that's gonna spaz out on you. That's the one that's gonna have to get locked up somewhere.
But what is this thing you were saying, Mike, about him not cutting him talking about having sex with babies? Was this one of his comedy shows?
It was a comedy stand up, yeah. And basically, he talked about he was babysitting for a friend, and the kid wouldn't stop screaming, and the kid was sucking his finger. And it started feeling good. And he said, I don't want to F this kid or something. It was real crazy, man. And it was supposed to be a joke, but that's not really humorous to people.
Not at all.
You know, and then he was talking about a dude baby, a male baby. So, man, what's up, man? We got a caller in the building. We got 334 in the building. I think I know who this is. Is this Big Mitch on the phone? What's up, Mitch?
Yeah, man, I'm here. We here watching tonight, man.
What's up, Pop?
Hey.
Pop over there with you?
I just want to make I just want to make a little comment. We were just sitting here talking about it.
Okay.
You know, Kanye, they were talking about how he's stalking somebody, you know, but as a man, if I only had 2 kids and she's with another woman, I'm gonna want to know something what's going on, because obviously he knows something ain't right. So I kind of want to keep my eye on my children.
Right.
So I can understand a little bit about that, you know.
Right.
You know, because I would want to know what's going on, because obviously I think he knows something within her, because maybe she's too business minded and she's not going to pay 100%, focus on the kids 100%. So I can see why he would want to, you know, maybe stalk her or see what's going on, or some sort. Somebody said he bought a house across the street from her.
Right.
You know, I don't know, but as a man, and those are my only 2 seeds.
Right.
And plus he knows that she probably not the best mother. So, but it's obviously something that he knows that he has to watch his children.
But she's not the best mother, obviously, because I think Pete is up in the house with them on the weekends.
Right.
But I'm gonna say something too, man. And I heard some people talking about this, Mitch, with the buying the house across the street. And people are like, oh, that's so creepy, you know, oh, that's crazy, and blah, blah, blah. But why wouldn't somebody, if you had the money, want to live that close in proximity with their children?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, why do you have, there's no rule stating that you have to move all the way across town to where your kids, you can't get them from school.
Right.
You know, there's no rule saying that you got to move to a different state, but they treat a man like if he wants to maintain a certain proximity, all of a sudden he's a stalker.
Right. I mean, you know, if it was me and I had the money, if I had kids and those are my only 2 seeds in the world, I want to be as close as possible.
Right.
That's fair.
And if I can't be across the street, I mean, if I can't be in the house, then across the street just gonna have to work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just has to work. You're right. Good point.
Yeah, man. What else on your mind, man?
I appreciate you, though. I appreciate you, Mike. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. We appreciate you too, Mitch, man. Tell Pop what up. What up, Pop?
Yes.
Yeah. What's up? Enjoying the show.
Hey, man. Cool, man. I'm glad y'all checking it out, man. Appreciate you for calling, man.
All right, then. No problem.
All right. Good night, Mitch.
Hey,
Good night. Hey there.
We got Big Mitch on the phone, man. But yeah, that's real shit though, man. Like,
and if he can afford it, I'm like you, Mike, why not move across the street? It's not like he's got binoculars looking in her window while she doing whatever she doing. He's just close to his kids. If they want to go across the street to daddy's house, hey, why not? He's right across the street.
Right. I mean, as long as he ain't in your house, right? Isn't that where you didn't want him?
Exactly.
So, I mean, you know, if he's not in your house, man, I really wouldn't be sweating it. But like I said, I'm more interested to see what that thing gonna look like when she try to break up with Pete, though. I'll say that. But shout out to Julia Fox for at least coming out and putting it out there, you know, something that's not that's different from the narrative that's been
right. She's not being derogatory.
Right, she's not being derogatory at all. I mean, and who else would know besides one of the people he's fucking throughout this whole ordeal? She would know. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've had pillow talk conversations.
I feel sorry for him. Does he have any friends? Because I feel like when him and Jay-Z was all right, that's the only friend I've ever heard him talk about. And then that when that was over, I don't hear him talk about like any other friends, like in the rap industry or anything.
Nah, Kanye got friends. He got real friends.
Well, why isn't anybody going to bat for him? Like you said, Steve Harvey can't step to the bat for D.L. Hughley. Nobody has spoken up for Kanye.
I think because Kanye is too massive of a figure for somebody to really go to bat for him.
He probably really don't need it, to be honest, because he's Kanye.
Right, he's Kanye. He don't need nobody to go bat for him. He's not crazy at the end of the day. So, you know, all this shit they talking is just talk. Uh-oh, why am I freezing up? I'm freezing up real bad over here on my side.
Yeah, in and out you are. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm freezing up real bad. Give me a moment.
I thought it was me.
Nah, it's me. Come on, internet. Pay too much for this shit. Be tripping. man. Come on. I wanted to get to the rest of the show. Yeah, something happened. We got something going on. I'm trying. How's it look now? I'm still not seeing myself.
I see you.
Am I moving right or am I still?
You're frozen. You're
Yeah,
moving. Yeah.
Nigga froze. Nigga froze. Damn, man. Hold on. Yeah, it's not. All the internets went out. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. Let's see. Come on. Internets. You see me now?
I see you.
Okay.
I saw you the whole time. You never disappeared. You were just not moving. You were froze.
Right. I don't know what happened, man. We had some kind of internet freeze up or whatnot happen. I wanted to talk about this story before I got out of here, and that's the story about Houma, Louisiana. And I wanted to just read over this. My partner Bernard sent me this over the weekend, and I wanted to talk about this. So this story is from NOLA.com, NewOrleans.com. It just states a Louisiana teen charged with hate crime accused of whipping classmate and throwing cotton balls. Video captured white student's battery of a black student, authorities say. Now, what you notice, where it said video, and why aren't they playing that shit on a 24/7 loop on CNN and all of these stations that supposedly care about black people? Haven't even seen the video. So it says, Houma, Louisiana. A white high schooler has been charged with the hate crime after being caught on video throwing cotton balls at a black student and whipping him with his belt, authorities said Wednesday. The 15-year-old freshman at Vanderbilt Catholic High School in Houma was arrested Tuesday on battery and hate crime charges after authorities reviewed a recording showing what happened inside the cafeteria on March 9th. The video shows the white student walking up behind a black student sitting in the crowded lunchroom. He throws a handful of cotton balls at him and then whips him repeatedly with his belt until the black student stands up and pushes him. News outlets reported. I'm very pleased that the school took the front line, took a front stand on this, Terrebonne Parish Sheriff Tim Sionnet, that's probably what it is, Sionnet, said in the news release. When we received the complaint, we immediately put our detectives on it. They worked through the weekend so we could get to this point, Sionnet said. My officers did a good job handling it and working with the school to get this case to where it is now. News outlets reported that the victim is one of only a few black students at the school. Authorities didn't identify the students, and it wasn't clear if the arrested teen has a lawyer who could speak for him. So, says Vanderbilt Catholic President Jeremy Goldner said that the school does not tolerate bullying or racism. These actions by a few are not consistent with the values and mission of our school, the Archdiocese statement said. The parents of the child who was targeted thank people for their support. We will continue to pray for our school community as a whole, that we not only get through this together, but that we each learn a valuable lesson from what's taking place, the parents said in the Archdiocese statement. Now, I hope these parents do not soften up and go trying to go to bat for this other motherfucker that's catching the hate crime charge, because somebody need to learn.
Well, this is my question. This was a 15-year-old that did this. My question is, did he do it to someone of the same age? Or, because you know this is a Catholic school, did he do it to a 12-year-old? Was he whipping an 11-year-old? Was this a K through 12th grade school, K through 8th grade? How old was the student that he did this to? I'm really curious about that.
Right. They're not saying, and they're not releasing any names. And when it comes to cases like this, you got to be really careful that, you know, we stay on top of them, man. We got to keep our foot on, literally on their necks when it comes to this type of stuff. I'm
right, because he could have done this to a kindergartner for all we know. This is a Catholic school. Sometimes they go through 12th grade. Sometimes they go through 5th grade. We really don't know.
Right. Right. I'm getting everything. All right, we got another call on the line. 251, we got you in the building on the big mic drop. Who we got?
What's up, man? I was just checking in with y'all,
man. What's up, man? We got Sean on the check-in. What's happening, big dog?
Yeah, Not much, man.
Yeah,
just
shit.
listening, man, and y'all, you saying when nobody the phone, I jumping up. Hey, man, what's up?
Yeah, man, we appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. What's on your mind? Talk about it. We talking about anything tonight, man. What you got?
Yep.
Man, the last thing y'all was talking about, man, I was just wondering why didn't that well, I don't know, was the other 15-year-old or guy that he was whipping that was the same age, why wouldn't he beat shit out of that dude from the time the first cotton ball hit him?
Oh yeah, as soon as a cotton ball, as soon as I would have felt a cotton ball blow past my goddamn eyelash, nigga, I would have been on his ass.
That's why I wondered if it was a kid younger than him or something.
But I'm gonna say this: when they brought up the reason that he was one of the few black students in the school, I can see being a little intimidated when you're surrounded by a bunch of white students. Because if nobody's jumping in saying don't do it, then it's almost implied consent that the rest of them are down with it. So, you know, it's just one of those situations where you might just be intimidated.
What is the thing, though? You know, intimidation comes from fear. So you have to let people, even when you're outnumbered, you gotta let people know that you ain't scared of them.
Right.
Because if you let them get off on you like that, they're gonna continue to get off on you. So, like I said, from the first cotton ball that hit me, I would whoop his ass all over the cafeteria. He would have got hit with every tray, every milk carton. I would have made him like a complete. I would have made him look like a complete fool.
Right.
On everybody. And
Right.
I would have did it the next day till he got the picture.
Not you would not then the tables turn and now you the enforcer. Now I'm back throwing cotton balls on
now
you.
You know.
Or maybe being a black student, maybe he was afraid that they would change the narrative and blame it on him.
They'll change the narrative. I mean, I don't know what was going through the kid's head, and we still don't even know if the kid was the same age as this guy because they're not really coming forth with all the information. And Ronnie brought up a good point. In Catholic school, that could be an 8th grader versus a 10th grader, or 7th grader, 6th grader versus a 9th grader. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean, but that would have been the same. That would have been the same time that I would have stopped paying tuition to that Catholic school.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because it's the reason why you're there is because they need the money. The archdiocese is not going to fund the money.
Right.
And being Catholic myself, the archdiocese has always been racist.
I ain't know you were Catholic, man. Name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. St. James Major.
Okay, St. James in the building.
St. James Major. So, the Catholic Archdiocese has always been racist, and the Catholic churches are really still segregated like that.
Yeah.
The cathedral. I haven't been to the cathedral in years, but if you look around the crowd of the cathedral, it's more white people there. Black people, black folks down here. St. Francis, St. James, Prince of Peace, Heart of Mary.
Right. St. Mary's to an extent. St. Mary. There's a lot of black people at St. Mary's.
Yeah. St. Mary's is mostly black now.
Yeah. Yeah, we took over. Like DJ Khaled.
Yeah, I had
one pew at a time. Hey, we took over one pew at a time. You know what I'm saying? Well, shit, man.
He should have made an example out of that dude because apparently, honestly, he was comfortable doing that to him when he did it, and he knew it wasn't gonna be no retaliation. So, he did that before, and those administrators knew about it.
Well, he got a hate crime charge now.
They continue to let the boy do it.
Yeah, he got a hate crime charge
now.
There
wouldn't been no hate crime on you, man.
And what they
look? I wouldn't even have taken it that far. I would have beat shit out there. It wouldn't even been like.
And I wonder if they've had problems before. Because what gives you?
I would.
You say what? What you say, Ronnie?
What gives you the gall to just take your belt off and start spanking somebody? Had they had problems before? But what goes on in your mind to make you take your belt off and whip somebody like they're a child?
Right.
I mean, if you want to fight somebody, don't you usually just start fist fighting? What makes you take your belt off?
That's why I asked the question: should parents of children who commit hate crimes be prosecuted? He was learning that somewhere.
Yeah, because he had to learn that from him.
He learned that from somewhere. He probably
It's
watching his
real
daddy.
bizarre.
Probably watching his daddy whipping mama with the belt, throw cotton balls on him.
Not his mama, Mike.
Maybe so.
Oh man, I'm sorry, man. He practicing on the siblings.
And why cotton balls?
I don't know, man. First of all, cotton balls
This is what I'm
expensive,
gonna
man.
do
You're
a
gonna
little
get fucked up for
Tyrone
taking
when
my
I get to
grandmama
school.
cotton balls out the house. Man. But man, I appreciate you for calling in, brother, man. I think we're gonna go and shut it down. God.
And when they called it a hate crime,
Hey,
I wonder what the
man,
language was that was being used during the whole incident. Was he calling this guy Negro, niggers, or what was he saying?
He probably called him a nigger.
They down. What part of Louisiana were they?
A nigger. They was in Homer, Louisiana. They probably saying nigger down there. So yeah, man. Nah.
Say it again, Mike. One more time.
Nigger. Call you a nigger.
What if we turned around? What did this though, Mike? What if we turned around and started throwing his ass, throwing mayonnaise on the white boy? They would have said.
Oh yeah, it would have been the black kid fault. They would have showed up and arrested him.
Yeah, he went to jail.
Yeah, they would have showed up and arrested him, man. But you know, like I said, we need to find out more about this case. So if anybody out there heard anything about this case, let me know, man. Get in the inbox. Any news that comes out about this case. I know Bernard gonna keep me on track with it from down that way, man. But yeah, I want to know. I want to know names. I want to know, you know, family histories. I want to know all that.
Oh,
we probably won't hear any more about it, Mike.
Yeah, Hughley need to find out what his blood tastes like.
Oh yeah,
that's his problem.
Yeah. Somebody need to slap him in his mouth.
Ain't nobody showed D.L. Hughley what his blood tastes like.
Right.
Think he's protected.
And then they really talking like they really talking greasy. He got Steve Harvey talking greasy, talking about DL from the ass whipping generation. And I don't know how old he think that Kanye West and what generation Kanye West from, because we were still whipping ass in our generation. So I don't know. We still pulling up and getting with your ass in our generation. So I don't know what he talking about.
What made Steve Harvey even get involved with it?
Get rid of Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey just you know, I don't know. That's what I've never seen so many dudes in a hurry to dogpile another black man. So many.
I would have thought T.I. would have inserted himself, not Steve Harvey.
T.I. ain't finna insert himself with them big ass words. See what Kanye West is doing is see at this juncture what we having is a failure to reciprocate with Kanye. And that's what the problem is.
Because T.I. does that kind of stuff. He inserts himself in stuff like this. I'm very surprised at Steve Harvey. I'm really surprised at Steve Harvey.
Yeah. I just figured like if y'all from such a great generation, why y'all doing all this goddamn talking? That'd be my words to them older cats. If y'all from such a great generation and y'all was so thorough, why y'all niggas ain't pulling up? Y'all on the internet talking. That's all y'all doing is talking about a man who said nothing about y'all until y'all say something about him.
Kanye West probably ain't studying that shit.
So T.I. inserted himself in there too?
No, T.I. isn't.
No, but I'm saying I'm surprised that Steve Harvey did that. I would expect it from T.I., but definitely not from somebody like Steve Harvey.
I'm not.
You're not surprised at Steve Harvey?
Steve Harvey will be better.
Yeah. Like I say, the only person in the Kings of Comedy tour that deserved to be there is dead, unfortunately. But the only real king, Bernie Mac was the only one to me. Out of that even deserved that title.
You hear the story behind Steve Harvey and the Kings of Comedy?
I didn't.
They said Steve Harvey was so trash. They had to find a spot for him because he was getting booed off the stage every night. So they just made him the host and the host of the Kings of Comedy. They say his comedy was so bad he was booed.
Really?
They had to put him in there somewhere.
Yeah. I can see Steve being like, see me. Right. I would let Steve come through and like MC the birthday party or something of that nature. You know, he's a good host. Yeah, he'd be a good MC. But just as far as jokes and comedy, you know, I don't like it.
You think D.L. Hughley is funnier than Steve Harvey?
I don't think D.L. Hughley's funny at all, and I think D.L. Hughley is offensive, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because
I totally agree.
Somebody will buy a ticket. Somebody will spend their hard-earned money to buy a ticket. They might buy a ticket and they can't afford to buy an outfit to come to D.L. Hughley show, but they might spend money on that ticket. And if they walk in there, D.L. Hughley's so light on material,
he'll pick them out and make fun of their outfit.
People in the crowd and start ripping on them, and he will basically make the crowd his content. And like doing musty underground smoky comedy clubs, that shit is cool every now and then. Every now and then, like Too Loose will rip your ass open if you come in there and you start heckling him. You know what I'm saying? But DL would literally bully people, and DL has more of a bully type of aura to me than Kanye West does at this point in time. So you got a bully trying to tell somebody to stop bullying, and it's just not working out.
He's been doing that since comedy.
Yeah, he's been doing that.
Right.
And you know, I think it's about time the world call him out and let him know he's not funny. But now he's in the Democratic pocket, so now he's just going to run their talking points.
That's what he did. He switched over to politics because he's never been that funny as a comedian to me. I've never found him funny ever.
Right. Like I said,
I do find some of the jokes that Steve Harvey makes kind of comedic, but I've never found D.L. Hughley funny.
I mean, Steve Harvey's an entertaining guy.
Right. Yeah, I like Steve.
He's an entertaining guy. Now, whether I call him funny, I wouldn't call him funny. I wouldn't call him serious. He's just
comical.
He's an entertainer. He's comical. Like, you know, he has a sense of humor, but king of comedy, not really. Like I said, Bernie Mac, totally different story. Totally different story. Hey, Tasha said the kings of comedy need to shut up. Absolutely, they need to shut up talking about that man. I've never heard so many dudes talking about a dude before in my life, especially on the negative tip, knowing what the repercussions are. So this man can go to court, and you know this could impact his visitation with his kids. Shit, y'all niggas talking about.
And she the one in the wrong. Kim is the one in the wrong.
Nobody
She's the one having the affair in plain daylight.
Nobody would say that.
And people have affairs, but she's not even trying to be sneaky with it. She's not even trying to go hide and do something behind closed doors. She in broad daylight just slapping the man basically in his face. So
she want to be comfortable cheating, and America has facilitated that for her.
You're not supposed to be comfortable. When you cheating is supposed to be uncomfortable. It's supposed to be sneaky. Yeah, it's not supposed to be comfortable at all.
Right. You're supposed to be getting smashed out behind dumpsters and shit like that when you cheating. You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to. In cars behind dumpsters.
I feel sorry for Kanye West.
Hey, not behind Quincy's.
Behind Quincy's.
Oh, shit.
She's definitely the one in the wrong. It's not him. If I was in a position to be his friend and speak up for him, if I had the kind of platform and the kind of money to stand behind him, I would. But I'm not in that position. If I was a millionaire, I would be right on the side of Kanye speaking up for him because I think he deserves better.
Man, Ye got folks in Macintosh, man. Ye got folks from Macintosh, man. Come holler at your people down on the Gulf Coast, man, in South Alabama, man. We'll keep it real with you. Get rid of all them Hollyweird motherfuckers that you got in your circle, man. Because like Tupac say, if they can't screw you, they gonna find a way to sue you. So you know what I'm saying? Just go ahead and let that shit go, man, and move back to the country, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, Sean, I appreciate you for calling, man. We're gonna attack more of this because I'm sure this is gonna keep going. Mark my words. What happens when Pete is on the other end of the breakup. Watch the difference.
He gonna be the if she does not get custody of her kids, it's gonna be because of Pete and that sick joke about the baby. Because I would not let my kids live in a house with a man that makes jokes about child pornography. That's ridiculous.
Hey, these baby mama terrorists, in the words of my man, Mr. Palmer, these baby mama terrorists will do it. They will do it.
Joe did this. He actually said that?
Yeah, he said that. Yeah, I kind of repeated it, but it was a little bit too. It was a little too gross for me to repeat it all the way, man. But yeah, it was pretty.
Yeah.
You know, it was pretty. It's pretty sick. And like I said, that's not the type of comedy I would, as a fan, would want to hear. And if you're a fan of that and you were at his show and you stayed after that, you're fucking sicko. You're a sick maniac. And I want you to know that from the Big Mike drop personally. You're a sick maniac. And no telling what you're capable of. You need to be put to sleep. Chemically.
Like I said, put two in his head and kick him in the dick.
Oh God. Oh God. All right, we can't do that. We can't say that. Hey,
I don't know what two in their head talking about.
Yeah, man, you're right, man. I appreciate you for
joining. I could have been talking about a can or something.
Yeah, man, I'm just fucking with you, man. I appreciate you for joining the show, though, man. We about to go on cut it tonight. Ronnie, do you have any last words?
You didn't talk about your famous twins, but next week maybe.
Ain't nothing to talk about, man. I just put them on here, man. I ain't gonna talk about them girls tonight, man.
Good.
I ain't gonna talk about them tonight. I just want to see. I just hope they either get themselves together or the people ostracize them so nobody else gets hurt. That's what I'll say on that.
I like.
Yeah, that's what I'll say on that, man. But y'all stay safe out there in Mobile. Y'all got them rabid animals running around in that motherfucker. So just know that.
Maybe y'all will look up and see another leprechaun tonight.
They like two rabid badgers running around, jumping out of dumpsters and shit. So no, y'all be careful over there in Mobile, man. These girls gonna start shooting wherever. They say that whole shit was over a moon pie.
A moon pie.
A moon pie. Say apparently a moon pie was thrown and hit somebody at the Trinity Gardens parade. And
but then don't go to the damn parade if you don't want to be hit by moon pies, because that's what it's all about.
But I heard two people shot behind moon pies, man. We shooting at each other over moon pies now. We meeting at parks to fight and shooting over moon pies.
This is the same city that gathers at the New Year's for a moon pie drop, right?
Right.
That was a good shot.
You say what?
I said one of them twins got clotheslined off the start. That was a good shot.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. She came in there like Nikita Koloff.
Oh yeah.
Clothesline the hell out that girl.
Man, shit, man. I don't know what's happening to our young girls out here, man. These young girls running out here like gladiators. They not
girls
even looking
are more
like
dangerous than the boys.
Yeah. Don't let the cute shit fool you. Half of them ain't cute, man. With some big backs, and there's some husky bitches talking about, yeah, we finna go beat the whole ass.
What you call them, husky?
Let them grab you.
Let them husky bitches. Yo, you got the gun, yo. We finna go beat the whole ass. Pray for our city, man. Pray for our city, man. Pray for our country. Joe Biden spending money in the Ukraine like drunken sailors. 13 billion to the Ukraine. Black Americans can't get shit. Detroit can't get a penny. But 13 billion for Kyiv that's turned into a parking lot right now. And the Russians are gonna win. And you can say you heard it here first. The Russians are gonna win because all of this, of course, support that America's supposedly offering besides money. Lapel pins don't win wars, my nigga. Hashtags don't win wars.
Not at all.
So, all of this war effort, we at war, and all this crazy talk that I'm hearing around the United States of America, y'all can miss me with that shit, because I ain't at war. I ain't at war with Russia.
Fight for your country. You are a veteran.
Okay.
Hashtag vet.
Hey, and I'll say this about Brittany Griner. Bitch, you're lucky they ain't get you in the fucking Ukraine. You're lucky you in Russia because Ukraine probably stay and make your big tall ass fight. Welcome to manhood. Welcome to manhood, my ninja. You know what I'm saying? Don't be crying now. So you're lucky you ain't in the Ukraine, man. You in Russia getting 3 hots in the cot. Might be a short cot. She like 6'9". They say her feet hanging off the end of it, but you know what I'm saying. So hey, that's my last words, man. I appreciate y'all for joining the show tonight, Ronnie.
Good night, y'all.
Good night. Good night, Sean.
All right, man.
All right,
Hey,
man. All right, peace out, man. We got Sean in the building. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all for joining the show tonight, man. We've been rocking like 2 hours, man. It's your boy, Big Mike. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe, man. It's the Big Mike Drop Show, man. We coming with the heat every single time. Best content on the tube. Peace.